Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. I am Corinne Labita.
And I'm Nick Labita, and this is Labita Loca Reactions, because she forgot to say that.
I did it. I was going to lead into that.
Yeah,
oh, my God. I was going to say, welcome to Labita Loca Reactions.
It was not properly communicated to me.
Oh, my God. What is the point of a sibling, I swear?
Yeah. That's what I've been saying all these years. And I have 3 of them.
So do
They're all sisters.
You're welcome. Anyway. Welcome to Labita Loca Reactions.
Yeah.
This is what you get, sibling dynamics. So we are on to part 2 of the Money Game trilogy. Please, if you haven't, go back and watch part 1 because our rambly selves kind of introduce why we wanted to tackle the Money Game series this week. Spoiler, it's because of the UMG stuff for those of you who have been paying attention to that, basically.
Yeah, especially in the reactor side of YouTube there. So it's been a problem lately.
Been a huge problem. We've been very safe from it because we're a tiny but mighty channel.
And we've been basically focusing more on independent artists.
Yeah, exactly.
So
far we're good.
We may have to stay there for a while.
Yeah.
With the independent, which is nothing wrong with that. Independent artists are great.
That.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So we, it just felt very topically prescient to tackle the Money Game series, which we've been wanting to do for a while. Especially I've been wanting to do it for a while. So yeah. So now we're on to part 2. We did part 1. Please watch that if you haven't. And let's just get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Because since our last one was so long, and
this is the stuff that I love, you guys.
Yeah.
I love this so much.
So Corinne can geek out on all this.
Yes.
So, what am I doing? This is what I'm doing.
Yes.
There we go.
Well done.
All right, get it right for once.
Strange time we're living in, panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, the rich man don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America, Britain split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament, not adequate. Come on, needlessly bleeding, resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise. Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game.
Oh, rain, 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 a storm it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we died upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game.
Okay, pause there.
Yeah.
All right.
So this was a more kind of direct commentary on, and of course, since England, we love everyone in England, by the way, on Parliament, itself, and you think English politics are a mess? No, our politics are just beyond messed up. But
I'm sure everyone's aware.
In the little that I follow, it is actually interesting right now with the Labour government, in power, and how they are kind of, what policies are being put forth, and it's really interesting just from, I like listening to podcasts that kind of deals with British politics. Okay. And so, so it's really interesting.
You know more than I do.
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't profess, this is, there's obviously a certain slant to it,
Right.
But he's right. It's just like, you have 2 sides, or actually in Parliament, you have more than one. You have, several, but, in the end, they point fingers and it's just like what gets done, right?
Right.
And is it, for the benefit of the people? Sometimes it is, lately, not a lot, has been, for the betterment of people.
Right.
Although I think lately, as we are recording this anyways, I think there has been some U-turns I heard from like Keir Starmer on certain issues.
Interesting.
Hopefully for the better, but I know.
Right.
But again, I don't profess to be an expert at all, so that's why I'm kind of keeping it general.
Right.
Because I am, I only know what I hear, and I know there's still a lot of context that's missing. So,
right.
So that's why I'm just gonna keep it at arm's length. But
right.
But I think the overall commentary I do agree with, especially nowadays. It's just like everyone's like, who's on our side, and then. In our case, especially in the state of Ohio, like, holy cow, it's just like, dude, I don't even want to see what they're doing. It's just, it's
rough.
Yeah, it's pretty rough right now. So, anyways.
Yeah. And we're going to keep this down because we're not a political.
Yeah.
We do music and
for
a reason.
Not totally our wheelhouse.
No, I mean, ironically.
Well, for her, she's a poli-sci. She was a poli, so she knows more than me. But I'm definitely not in my wheelhouse, although I am interested in, in a way.
Right. I mean, but like for the Money Game series, and also just like the details almost don't matter. It's really about the larger patterns that are playing themselves out, right?
Right.
And so what we're like, again, go back to watch Money Game Part 1. What happens when a system is in real time self-destructing? Because I think that's what we're watching right now. Mm-hmm. And so when you have something that's self-destructing, it is going to be the most volatile version of itself. And we're watching the most volatile version of a system that from its inception was built to be corrupt, that was built to consolidate and centralize power.
Right.
And so we're watching it happen in real time, being like, oh my God, how do we fix this? We don't. And so it's interesting, is as we're watching it happen in real time, it's easy to point it and be like, oh, it's money, oh, it's power, oh,
right.
But really it's hierarchy crumbling under its top-down approach, which I think is interesting. So anyway, so this, the Money Game Part 2, and we'll get back into it, is looking at the specific aspects of politics and government that have feed the juggernaut of a larger social system that was built to create top-down hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and in his case, again, he has Parliament,
right.
as an example,
right?
There, because I'm sure he's
yeah.
very aware of what's happening.
Yeah. But it doesn't, right,
really
and
matter.
I know
it is
if it's Parliament or
right.
Congress,
right? Exactly, and then you're right though. It is part of that larger
machine,
machine. But he's using obviously Parliament as a specific example.
And so now we're about to get into like specifics of economics. So let's
do it.
This all.
Money is a game and the ladder we climb turns a saint into a sinner with his fingering crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step 1, must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step 2, gotta make the people think that they want them, really fucking want them. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste, man. Free, it's monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell, that will be your new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality. 4, expand. Clear forest, make land, fresh blood on hands. 5, why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells seashells, sell oil as well. 6, guns, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rock, sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. 7, press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes, then run to be the president of the United States. 8, big smile, make big wave, that's great. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies out the gate. 9, polarize the people, controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name. 10, the world is yours. Step out on the stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore.
Rain, A storm it comes our way, and no surprise to distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we not upon the blame. It's easier to blame. We point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game. This old.
There you go. All right, final thoughts on that.
It's actually really well written.
Right.
You know, just obviously talk about economics, right? And there's the basis of economics, right? And then what has been done to it, right? And then all that goes into it, because it's not just the business, right? He's talking about advertising, right? And then how does, then eventually bleeds into politics, and politics is directly in line with, economics, and how it's just all it's essentially the same system, right? A system, whatever system that is, like currently, I guess we'd be in what's called a neoliberal system, but there was systems before that, that type of thing. So yeah, it's very well written.
Right.
And I like how you said, I'm going to put in nursery rhyme to make it as, simple.
Right.
For everyone to hopefully to understand, that. So
Absolutely.
It was very, very well done there.
Yeah. That's like that schema. How would you call that? Like the whole thing on the business economics, that bit, what would you call that? Not a schema?
I don't know.
Whatever. Anyway, that bit is so clever. And like when I first came across, I was like, damn, that is like how he was able to do that is just like genius level. I love it. And again, background in poli-sci. What's really interesting for me within that is the very first line of create a sense of scarcity, because we are sold through conditioning and through this like constant belief reinforcement that there's only so much money out there. There's only so much, and we're all just scrabbling for our little piece of it.
Just think of Bitcoin. Like when Bitcoin was conceived, right? They were saying we're only going to have so many
much
of them, and then we're going to therefore attach this particular value, dollar value, to it. So, and again, it was a concept.
It's a concept, and it's one that again is based on like self-destruction. Because if you look at nature is abundant. Nature is a constant flow of abundance, and so just in general, like if you think about like just a dandelion that goes to seed, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of seeds to make hundreds and hundreds of dandelions off of one dandelion, right? Nature is abundant, and our natural the natural flow of existence is abundance. So we're being taught scarcity in order to uphold a system that is built to keep us small and beholden to it. And if we buy into that belief system, well, then you create poverty, which isn't, like, if you think about that, there's more than enough food. There's more than enough, like, housing. And yet we have poverty. Like, why?
They say something, I think it was, I'm probably going to get the numbers somewhat wrong, but I want to say it was either 37 or 67 billion, like, could solve world hunger. Which within the United States is almost a drop in a bucket in a way, considering what our GDP is. So it's interesting where you're saying, like there is abundance.
There truly is more. I mean, in America, we throw away so much food. We throw away.
I hate to say it, but even in my own family, we
even like
waste.
And let's not even talk about, I don't even want to talk about that. I want to talk about like how like supermarkets have more than enough food, and restaurants, and like, there are farmers who are being paid not to produce because there's just so much, like that kind of abundance. So there's literally like so why do we have poverty, and why do we have, hunger when there's more than enough. And I'm not asking that as a let's solve that. I'm asking that as I want it to start to break down the belief systems that what we were born into is just the way things are, because it doesn't have to be. You know, and that's what I love about the money game system, is that it's calling into question, why are we buying into something that is a manufactured series of beliefs and systems that we just thought was the way it was because we weren't shown anything else. So,
right.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
So are your heads blown yet? Are your minds blown?
Right. Yeah.
Should be, unless you're a philosophy major or
and then you're like,
yeah, they're like, been there, done that. Yeah. Like, can you talk about something like music? Can you stay in your wheelhouse?
So many other videos if that's what you want.
Yeah. Yep.
Where we're literally just like, that was fun.
Yeah. You're like, God, I just like the song. Why do they just have to talk about it? You know?
Right. This is my
I like the
house,
beat,
you guys. I
like
this.
the beat. Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
You know, what did this kind of stir for you? All that good stuff. Yeah, give it to us. We want to hear it. So, Pontificate. That is what the money games are for.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So until then, make sure you check out the first money games video, like we said. All right, if you haven't already, and if so, you should just do it like 20 times.
At
you know,
least,
why not? You know,
comment every time.
Yeah, you can if you want. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Make sure you are supporting your favorite artists, musicians, especially where you live. Please do that. All right, it helps everyone out there, and then it's a win-win for everyone. So, okay. So until then, YouTube, take care.
Mwah.
Bye.